pretty, sparkly and full of creativity. Welcome to my channel. Let's make something beautiful. Hi everyone, we have Creative Stamping magazine issue 164, and for this lovely commission I was not using the stamps that will come with the magazine. I was using my own stash, and my task was to create 5 cards using acetate stamping and or heat embossing with this lovely color combination. How gorgeous are these? Really happy, vibrant colors. So let me jump into what I made. This one is a 5x7-inch card, and this one has an acetate overlay in here, which I attached to that panel with the ribbon. I did punch the hole through the both of them. So very quickly, just walk you through this. The Peony stamp is from Chloe's Creative Cards, and look how gorgeous that is. I colored that in with my alcohol markers. I ink blended a Salty Ocean and Prize ribbon distress oxidings in the background, and I added some sparkle using a sparkle pen by Spectrum Noir. So I just smudged a little bit of a blue ink onto my glass mat. I squeezed a little bit of the liquid out of the sparkle pen. I mixed them together and I added all over the background. Then I glued the colored and glittered flower on there. Then I added this acetate overlay, which I stamped "Have an Amazing Birthday," stamped and heat embossed. So this is heat resistant acetate. Finished off with the bow and with some rhinestones. And I added it on foam pads to this 5x7-inch card front. How gorgeous is this? I really am in love with these techniques. For my second card, I made this lovely circle-shaped rocker card. And look at that, guys. So beautiful. You can see this is all see-through. So I created the card base from a circle die cut, which I folded in half, and then I've cut like a semicircle in it. Then I created the frame twice. I trapped the acetate between them, but before doing so I heat embossed, and I used the Shockwave embossing pad, which is such a gorgeous neon color, to stamp the falling sparkle stamp onto it from Chloe's Creative Cards. I also added some glitter. You can see how the glitter is falling in there. And then I stamped sparkle with another lovely neon color, and this is Inferno. And I also traced it with my dry clear glue, and I added lots of glitter to it too, and it is so lovely and sparkly. Cut it around with the matching die. Born 2 I stamped with the same stamped and heat embossed with the same Inferno powder. Just cut it into a little strip. These flowers are from a Spellbinders die set, and this one is the Vivid Blooms. I die cut all from white card, and I just inked up with distress oxidings. I also added distress oxiding to the front in here, and just very lightly all around the edges in there. And how gorgeous is that? I added some rhinestones in the middle of the flowers as well, and it says Born to Sparkle, and this is truly such a lovely and sparkly card. I absolutely love that background stamp there. I need to use it more often on my maze because it's such a pretty and really effective one too. For card number 3, I made a shaker card, so you can see the sequence in there. This one is a 6x6-inch card, white card base. I added a green layer and then a yellow inked one, which one was Mustard Season Spice Marmalade. I ink blended it with an ombre effect, like lightening towards the middle. And then I used some fancy square dies to create these sets. So there's 2 larger ones, which are set on foam pads to add to the card front. And then with these ones I created the frames, to which I added then my acetate. But before that I stamped onto the acetate the butterflies using a StazOn jet black ink, and I colored them in with alcohol markers. So you can see how lovely those are. And then I added foam pads behind them all around the edges, added some sequins in there, And that's what finished my shaker card. I just added some pearls then in the four corners. I thought that was a bit empty, and I thought this finished the card beautifully. Fabulous friend is the sentiment from Lisa Horton Crafts, also stamped with my Stazen ink. How pretty is this? Super sparkly. I love those sequins from Spellbinders, and they're really lovely and shiny. Card number 4 is another square card. This one is a larger one, a 6.5-inch square. And I've added this panel in the middle, which is an acetate, again heat resistant acetate, which I stamped onto with the Delicate Swirls die set by Chloe's Creative Cards. And then I added another strip in here. Both of these measure 1 3/4 of an inch by 6.5 inches. I also reinforce them from the background to make sure the card is nice and sturdy. This die set is from Lisa Horton Crafts. The larger one I've inked up with the Surf's Up Cloyd 9 ink pad. And then the smaller one I just left white, glued them onto there, and I also added one in the background just to hide all that adhesive. In here I have two glittery strips of card. You can see one on the bottom, one on the top of the acetate. I thought it just needed some sort of a finishing line. And then I added some rhinestones, On Your Special Day, and the Magnolia die set is also from Lisa Horton's Crafts. All the inks that I used on the background for the flower, the background, and the sentiment are the Clyde 9 inks by Lisa Horton Crafts. And I do think this is a lovely and effective card. I really like that citrus strip in there. I think it adds something really gorgeous, interesting there. And that stamp set is truly beautiful. And then finally, last but not least, I have an arch shape card. Again, this bit here is acetate. You can see the reflection there from the light. So I've created the card base from 2 of the same size arches by creating a hinge on one of those. Then with the next one, I cut from white card and I ink blended Distress Oxide inks on it. Then I created this frame 5 times. I glued 4 on top of each other. Then I've cut one of the same size arch from acetate. I stamped with the City Zone ink and Lisa Horton stamp set, all the lovely foliage. I added it onto the arch, and then I finally finished it off with the last arch just to cover up the edges of the acetate. Glued it onto the card. I stamped the butterfly also onto acetate, and then I cut around it, and then I glittered it up. And I'm going to show you the glitter that I used is this Ultra Sparkle glitter by Lisa Horton, and this is the pink one that I used for this butterfly. I glittered it up from underneath with some dry clear glue and adhered it with lifting the wings up. How gorgeous is that? And just finished it off with some rhinestones and the sentiment that says congratulations. And this finishes off card number 5. So I'm going to bring them all in to show you. Card number 5, card number 4, number 3 is the shaker one, number 2 is the lovely circle card, a rocker one, and then card number 1 with the lovely peony. So there's some ideas for you how you can use stamping and heat embossing on acetate to create some gorgeous cards with really happy colors in here. I really am happy with all this, how this turned out. I'm going to try to zoom out a little bit so you can see all the cards at once. Do let me know which one would be your favorite, and if stamping on acetate is something that you like doing, I would love to hear about it. Stamping on acetate is not new to me, but don't usually do it as panels for cards. I would normally use it on flowers, embellishments, foliage, and so on, like this butterfly in here. But I have to say, I really enjoyed this. This one was really pleasant and really beautiful collection to work on too. So do let me know in the comment section below what do you think, guys, and I will be back very soon with my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more pretty and sparkly crafts, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting!